If you're someone who's struggling to get more sales on YouTube so you can get monetized, or if you are already monetized, you just want to actually make money because you need views to do that, or you just want more sales in your business because at the end of the day, no matter what anyone says, if you don't get views or enough views, you won't get the potential customers or clients seeing your videos in order for them to even know that your service exists. In this video, I'm going to go through 5 things that I've learned throughout my journey and 5 things that has just helped me personally 10x my YouTube views and also 10x my clients' views, such as Nero Knowledge, Gavin Speaks, and also Nia Mind or Nia Psyche. I can't remember which one she actually changed her name to, and I'm pretty sure she changed it unless her IG name and YouTube name is different. Regardless, let's begin. So the first thing that I want to get into is that better equipment doesn't actually mean you'll get more views. And I learned this the hard way. So when I started like around 6 years ago, end of 2019, I learned the toughest lesson. I thought, okay, this YouTube thing is going to be easy. And I started making YouTube videos. Lo and behold, it wasn't as easy as I thought. Monetization was far away. I didn't even have a business in mind. So it's not like I could make money while, growing the channel. Then I thought, okay, cool. How can I get more views? Let me buy a camera. Because I was just recording from my iPhone. What did I have at the time? Probably an XR. Recording from my iPhone XR. And I was like, cool, let me buy a camera. So I dug deep, bought a Canon M50, which is an okay camera. It was around like £500. But then I was like, it doesn't look as crisp or doesn't look as crazy as like other people's content. Later found out I needed to buy a lens, which I bought the lens, but it wasn't compatible with my camera. So I had to buy an adapter. All in all, I'm probably £1,000 deep, and I didn't even think about audio. So I recorded my first video without a microphone, and I just used the camera's microphone. Terrible. That was horrible. So then I realized I needed to upgrade the microphone. And when I've done all of that, I thought, cool, let me put in all of my energy into this next video. Everything I've got. And I kid you not, I got that video ended on single-digit views. Like, I think it was like 1 view, and then I was like, cool, let's just give it time. Like 24 hours later, 2 views, and I'm sure I was like one of them. So it was just really bad. After a week, it was 5 views, and I was just like, damn, I thought I had it there, like the idea. I thought I had it. I thought I had the quality in the camera. Now I thought I had the microphone and like the great audio. None of that actually mattered, and like none of that actually made a single difference, or in fact it made it worse, because I guess I took my attention away from the things that actually mattered, which I'll get into later in this video. But I took my attention away from the things that actually mattered and put it on, I guess, vanity metrics or vanity items such as aesthetics, which I guess aesthetics can get you more views, but if it's your first time trying to do the aesthetic look, you're probably not going to be the best at it. It's like the first time doing your first speech in front of 100 people, or your first time reading in front of your class, or the first time doing anything. You're probably not going to be the best. So you're probably going to have to do it a few times before you get the hang of it. And then, you start being better, or you start excelling. And another example is Nero's videos. So when Nero started his YouTube channel, we're doing faceless videos. So I guess equipment didn't really matter. He had a microphone, sounded good, etc. Now, obviously learning from my lesson, I didn't think, okay, let's upgrade microphone or let's upgrade things that didn't really matter. But once we started obviously showing Nero's face and doing whiteboard videos, I still only had my Sony ZV-E10, which I wanted to upgrade for a very long time. Mainly because I'm obsessed with like the creative aspect of things and how things look. And I thought, my camera is only an 8-bit camera and I need a 10-bit camera. And a lot of you won't even know what that even means. My point being, you probably wouldn't even notice the difference. You'll just be like, okay, yeah, it looks slightly better. That's it. Now, I didn't let that consume me. I still recorded the content. We did it. It blew up 10x's views. Then I changed the camera. I upgraded camera. I still have the old one. It's actually right here. I just don't have the lens on it, and I lost the thing to protect the camera lens. Anyway, I changed camera, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna look so much better. Like, cool. The views didn't actually change. Like, the views already 10x before my equipment upgraded. So that's another example of, just because you purchase better equipment doesn't necessarily mean the views are going to correlate and you're going to get more viewers or whatever. Now, of course, there's a certain standard, and at this point, iPhones are so good, your iPhone camera can do it. Like if you have an iPhone 11, 12, you like that onwards, you'll be good. And them phones are like 5-6 years old. If you're also rocking like an iPhone 8 or something crazy, then I don't know. Or if you're rocking an Android, I'm not even trying to be funny here. I promise, I'm not even trying to be funny. If you're rocking an Android, you can, but there's just something about the iPhone camera that's just so good. And every year, like Apple always demonstrate how good their iPhone cameras are. Like they recorded their last Apple event in September with the iPhone. Like it was recorded with the iPhone. Like it's absolutely amazing. So if you got the latest iPhone, you don't need to buy a camera. You probably could just like buy a tripod, buy a microphone. Like you've got a multi-functioning device here. That's literally all you need. And another example is like William Brown actually uses his iPhone to record videos. And also MKBHD, one of the biggest tech YouTubers, his top two, him, MKBHD, and Mr. Who's the Boss. MKBHD has a second channel where he reviews cars, or the tech in cars, or just cars. He uses his iPhone to record them videos, and I'm sure one of them, probably a few, he's probably recorded an Android. He's used an Android to record those videos purely because he's still a tech guy and he's still reviewing tech, and he wanted to show how good the camera actually is. And honestly, the new Android cameras did look pretty good. It didn't really like change really anything. So if you have a latest phone, you're good to go. But if you have an old iPhone, you're still good to go. Don't feel pressured to upgrade your iPhone just because you want to record better videos. Now, with that being said, the second reason, or the second thing that you can do to 10x your YouTube views is focus on finding a community. You need external opinions to make your videos better. And that's one thing that I realized and learned the hard way as well personally. So when I started, I wanted like my friends to start with me. They didn't start. And I was also scared of hearing other people's opinions about my videos because I didn't like watching back my videos. I found it cringe, and I didn't like watching it or hearing my voice or seeing myself because I just looked awkward. So I hated when other people watched it, which means I didn't want to hear their opinions on my videos. And because I didn't want to hear it, I either blocked it out when they told me, or they just never told me, which means I never really got to improve. Like the only piece of feedback I really remember when I first started and my videos were absolutely terrible was that my audio was terrible. And then that's when I got into the whole phase of like buying more gear. But if you truly want to 10x your YouTube views, you need external opinions. You need to find a community. And a great example of this, and I'm sure he said this many times, Mr. Beast. I'm sure 99% of you know who Mr. Beast is. I think he's the most subscribed to YouTube channel on the whole of YouTube, and he gets the most views every single month or something crazy. Mr. Beast literally said, as he was coming up, when he had nothing and he wanted to get more views on YouTube, he had a community of like a few people which they would jump on a call every single day. This is pretty excessive because Mr. Beast is clearly obsessed with YouTube. Like his YouTube channel is just crazy. They would jump on a call every single day and then talk about their ideas, what they had for YouTube videos. And then their peers or whoever else was in the call would give like their own opinions. Like, oh, this is a good idea. This is not a good idea. I think you could do this. Or have you thought about this? Or when they had a thumbnail, they'll be like, what do you think about this thumbnail? How could I make it better? Do you think I should add text? Do you think I should do this? All these little things, they were asking questions and gaining each other's opinions on. And again, I always say, you can always ask your friend. You can always ask your family member, but it's not going to be the same as asking someone who is either posting YouTube videos themselves, as dedicated to YouTube as you want to be or you are, or is just a YouTube expert or coach or consultant. And no matter what level you are, you're probably going to need someone to you know, consolidate with. Like even now, Mr. Beast hires YouTube consultants to help him grow on YouTube, not necessarily grow on YouTube, but optimize the views that he would get, optimize the storyline, optimize, I'm not sure about the editing process, but just optimize the YouTube video in general, just so it can be the best it can be. And he does that because he needs external opinions to make sure that he's not clouded by his own biased judgment. And that's something that we all need to take into consideration. Anything that we create, we're going to like more than anyone else because we've just got that biased judgment. It's as simple as that. We're going to think that our videos have more value than they actually do. They sound better than they actually do. Literally, we're just gonna have a crazy bias. So if someone that is not attached to the creation process, for example, if they're not inside of the video, or if they didn't film the video, or whatever it may be, they have a completely external opinion, which means they're not going to be biased. And furthermore, they're probably just going to tell you how it is. Now, you can do this by finding friends that are also on YouTube. You can do this by finding a YouTube coach or consultant. And obviously me saying that, I am a YouTube coach or consultant. So if you are an entrepreneur, a business owner, or someone who just wants to grow and make more money using YouTube, there's going to be a link in the description. Again, I've done this for Nero Knowledge, who has gained 300,000 subscribers in 8 months. But more importantly, he was able to 2 to 5x his business revenue and also 10x his views, as I'm talking about him inside of this video. Nia's Mind, or Nia Psyche, I'm just going to put her channel up anyway. But she was also able to 10x her views and just get more views in general and build a community, because she was able, well, I was able to show her or give her my external opinions, and she took those into consideration when she was making the next video or her future videos. And more importantly, Gavin Speaks. Gavin was on YouTube for like, especially this YouTube channel, for like, I'm sure he was 2-3 years deep, and he never looked for any coaching or consulting. And as soon as he did, he saw things differently. And I gave him simple perspective changes or shifts, and he was able to incorporate other things into his videos, which he never really thought of doing until, you know, I gave him that advice. And he was able to get his like video pop off to 80,000 views. I'm sure it's probably over 100,000. And that 3x his business revenue, giving him an extra 3,000 monthly recurring revenue. Anyway, that being said, link in the description. Let's move on to the next point. So I've got it down here. Ideas do most of the heavy lifting. Ideas are the foundation. Before you focus on anything else, you want to focus on ideas. Ideas will be the one thing that will get you more views. And I don't say this lightly. Like, even though I was struggling when I first started, I remember there was a video, and I only realized this probably like 2 years ago. When I look back on that video 2 years ago, that video was probably like 2-3 years old. That video was like an outlier for me. I was in a completely different niche. I was trying to entertain people, right? But I researched about that video, and then I like structured the video, and I was like, okay, cool. Let me do this. Let me do it this way. Let me do it that way. And now that I look back, that video had more views compared to my other videos, obviously, at that time. And I was like, I guess ideas really are gold. Like, ideas are the currency for content creation. If you don't have any ideas, you're not going to create any videos. If you have bad ideas, you're going to create videos that are not necessarily worth your time, because you're not going to get a return on them, aka views. If you have good ideas though, if you have exceptional ideas, if you have excellent ideas, if you have impeccable ideas, I'm here trying to flex my vocab. Anyway, if you have good ideas, you're going to get more of a return on the time invested into creating that idea, making it into a video, which just makes it worth it. So I'm trying to think, do I have any examples of ideas? Nero. I would give Nero a bunch of video ideas. I'd be like, okay, cool. Try this. And I'll be like, let's film that tomorrow, because we're filming tomorrow anyway. He's like, it's not ready. I need to really think through this idea. Does it align with me? Can I actually talk about it? Is it actually going to be valuable for my audience? And then once that's done, he'll show me. He'll be like, okay, cool. I'm going to talk about this, and this. And I'll be like, oh, okay. Sometimes I understand him because it's a completely different niche. And if I do, I'll be like, wait, have you spoke about that already? Is that not like this video? Could you spin it differently? How are you going to start the video? How are you going to shift the frame at the start of the video so it doesn't sound too much like the previous video? Just all of these different things. The main thing that you need to understand here, that ideas are gold. And again, if you combine it with number two, that, you know, if you have a community of people that you can consolidate with, you can also share your ideas with them. And I know a lot of people don't want to share ideas because in this space, people just steal. Like, you probably already heard that advice, just steal popular videos and they work. And a lot of the time it does 100% work, and people do it all the time. Like, I know for a fact I've stolen ideas and it's worked. But stealing the idea doesn't mean you steal the content inside of the video, because then you're just, to me, that's just copying. That's terrible. Like, I wouldn't go to someone that's copying. But if you steal the idea, but the contents, the philosophies, the concepts inside of the video is unique to you, or, you know, literally came from your mind, then fair enough. Go ahead and do that. But if you're able to consolidate with other people, one, you probably know that they're not going to steal your ideas. And if they do, they're probably going to tell you, hey, that'll be a good video idea if I like swapped out this and did this instead. And you're not going to feel hard done by. So either find, like, if you have a community, consolidate with them. If you have a person that's into YouTube as much as you do, like, maybe set up a phone call every week, or every 2 weeks, every month. If you have a group chat, text them. It literally could be that simple. And these little things could make a complete shift or change in YouTube, in your business, in your monetization journey, whatever it may be. Now, make organization your best friend, not your enemy. And a lot of people have this thing where they either struggle to just be organized. Maybe you're just not an organized person. You don't like to plan your days, or you don't like to, you know, schedule things by the hour or every 30 minutes. But I promise you, if you do, it's just going to make it easier. From a self-development perspective, planning your days just makes things easier. From a self-development perspective, planning things in time blocks or hour blocks, even better. And even better if you can stick with it. But more importantly, if you can plan out your content, it will be so much easier. You'll reduce how much cognitive function you actually have to use. Like, if you plan out your next 4 weeks of content, you will know that this Sunday you're releasing this video, so that's going to be already recorded. If you plan the next 4 weeks, you could record 2 videos in one sitting and record for this Sunday and the next Sunday, or whichever day you're posting your videos. And then you know that, okay, cool, I've got them videos recorded. You could even schedule them ahead of time and just have them uploaded on YouTube Studio, have them unlisted, and just make sure that everything is good, rather than just always feel like you're playing catch up. Because if you always feel like you're playing catch up, 1, you're prone to rushing things. 2, if you feel like you're playing catch up, you might make mistakes inside of the video, but then it's too late to adjust them, so you have to release the video anyway. Or you don't release the video and then you're losing momentum. And, you know, YouTube is a game where if you miss an upload, it's like, oh, you feel like nothing happens. You know, it's not too bad, I just missed an upload. It's not like if you missed a day of work, your boss will be calling you like, yo bro, you were meant to come into work today, you know, like, where you at? YouTube, that doesn't happen. But the consequences are more severe if you miss a YouTube video. You might not see it yet, but in your business, you might have a period where there's, you know, slower leads or less leads because you stopped uploading YouTube videos for 2-3 weeks. You might realize that your YouTube ad rev is dropping because you didn't upload a YouTube video that week or for 2 weeks. Your ad rev could literally just drop in half. So organization makes things better. And an example I like to tell people all the time is Nero. Nero was he's a very last minute person. So he would be like, okay, cool, let's record today. It would be like Wednesday, just a random Wednesday. This was when we was doing short form videos. Then he wouldn't record for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and then be like, cool, let's record today. It will be a Friday. Same thing. And then he'll be like, cool, let's record Monday. And I'm just like, there's no consistency. One, it was I'm kind of last minute as well, to be fair. So it kind of worked with me, but that wouldn't work with everyone because it's just very disruptive. Let's say I had plans or I had to go somewhere, which sometimes I did. I couldn't record that day, so we had to reschedule. Like these things or things can get in the way, which means videos are less likely to go out when they're supposed to, or you're not recording every single time that you're meant to. Whereas when he started taking things, I say, seriously, and he started taking YouTube seriously anyway, because we went into YouTube doing the exact same thing. He would just send me audio files whenever, and then I'd have to edit it whenever I got it, and then have to get it out that same Sunday. And we never really got a backlog, especially because videos took so long to edit. In that sense, it took me probably like 10 hours minimum. I'll say 10 hours minimum. Anyway, once we went to a simpler video and we set up, a schedule that this day we're going to record every single week, we was able to accumulate backlog. We was able to actually push out more videos. We was doing 2 videos a week for at least, was it 2 months? And they were like 40 to an hour long each video. So that's a lot of recording time, but then also me sieving through the video, making sure that there's no errors. And then also just doing that every single week. It set a routine. It made things easier. It just took a lot of pressure off everything, knowing that, okay, when do I have to record again? You know that this time, this day, you're going to record for approximately probably 4 hours. So you just block it out. Then afterwards, you can take your calls or do whatever that you wanted to do. The main thing here is that you just need to be organized. Almost treat it like a job. Treat it like a job. You know that, if you had work the next day at 8 a.m. but you want to go out with your friends the night before and party till 3 a.m., you're still going to show up to work at 8 a.m. unless you're flipping vomiting and you're not feeling well. You're going to get up and go get your money. Treat YouTube exactly the same. Even if you go out, you have to be in the office, or you have to be somewhere where you're going to record your YouTube videos 9 a.m. sharp. And that's how you got to treat. And a lot of people don't like to do it because, it's not creative. But unless you're doing this purely for the creative aspect and you're doing this for art, then you don't need to worry about that. And the chances are you're probably not, unless you're like a massive creator and just doing it for the art, you're probably not going to make as much money as someone who's doing it for leads, to get more people to see that they have a business that they can actually help people with. If you're doing it for the business aspect, you're going to want to systemize everything, organize everything, make it, I call it boring, because you're like, I guess you can spontaneously record 100%, but just because you spontaneously record doesn't mean that you shouldn't also record on the chosen day. Of course, unless things pop up. But that's why you want to be organized and know what videos are coming out for the next 4 weeks. So just in case you miss a week, more than likely or not, you've got a backlog of videos and you can post a video this week, even though you didn't record this week. And you can post a video next week, even though you didn't record for the last 2 weeks. So especially when it comes to times like Christmas or, birthdays are coming up, just those simple things, life always is going to happen. So you just basically have to be prepared for those things. Now, the last thing, and this one is what a lot of people still don't realize. And I guess when did I start taking this seriously? I started taking this seriously when I was doing my podcast. Me and my friend had a podcast, right? And we were just uploading podcasts. We just thought whatever. Sometimes we even had spelling mistakes in the text of our thumbnails. We never really took it seriously, things like that. Even when we had spelling mistakes in the text of our thumbnails, we never actually fixed those spelling mistakes in the text of the thumbnails. Like, that's just how unserious we were at times. But the last point is packaging is super important. By packaging, that just means the title, the thumbnail, and the introduction of the video. Now, when I say it's extremely important, when Gavin started working with me, we came up with a bunch of ideas and we're like, cool, let's work on these next 3-4 videos. And he got to it. He started working on it. And, I had this title and I was like, yeah, this is going to work. Like, like the way this title and the framework itself is moving on YouTube right now, it's just Gara. It's just sick. It's just, I was so confident. And he went and made the video, but he changed, I think, 1 or 2 words in the title. And I was looking at it and I was going to allow him to just do it or whatever. And like the video was like performing, it was 9 out of 10 out of his last 10. Considering that he was in a slump, 9 out of 10 is pretty, it was pretty bad. Then I was like, no, change these words to what I said it was, because I found what I originally put the title as. And it was like, okay. And he changed the words. I think he changed like information to knowledge or whatever. And then he came back to me an hour later saying, oh my God, it's doing better. Then I woke up the next morning and he was like, I woke up to 3 new clients. And I was just like, oh shit, that is flipping sick. But not only that, the YouTube video it was already surpassing all his views. It was 1 out of 10. It was already on a couple thousand views. It was amazing. And that truly set things in motion, that packaging is super important. Literally 1 word, the thumbnail can make a difference. And you probably see examples of this all the time over the internet. I see on Twitter, someone said they put so much effort into this one video. It took, probably like the whole month to film. They were vlogging. It took the whole month to film, took 3 months to edit. And then when they finally did it, the video underperformed. They left that video for, I think, a year or something like that, or 2 years. And then he thought, since I put so much effort into this video, I'm just going to change the thumbnail. And that video took off. It absolutely took off and you couldn't believe it. And it just goes to show how important your thumbnail, how important your title is. And I always say YouTube is not a video platform. YouTube is a packaging platform. It's a platform that you need your title and your thumbnail to do the heavy lifting for you. It's the pretty much only platform where you jump on that videos are not just playing or photos are not just showing and like you can interact with the thing. As soon as you open YouTube, you have probably 12 thumbnails shown at you straight away, 12 titles shown at you straight away. And you have to decipher which one is actually the most appealing to you. Which one do you actually want to watch and click on? Which one's making you the most curious? Which one is touching on your pain points? Which ones can you relate to? Which ones do you recognize? Which ones are you familiar with? Who are you familiar with? All of these different questions will pop up in someone's head, and these are the questions that need to pop up, or else they won't be clicking on the video. And that's something that you need to do inside of your video if you want 10x views. So, one more thing. On point number 5, packaging will make or break your video. I actually forgot to mention that we repackaged Nero's most popular video today. Last time I checked, it was over 1 million views. But when that video started out, it was literally just a standard video, probably like 5 out of 10 or whatever. Then we decided to change the title. Unfortunately, I can't remember what the title was before, but 100% we changed it. And we actually spoke about this the other day. We're like, wow, if we never changed that title of the video, like, would anything have happened? And we didn't change anything crazy. We didn't reword the whole title. We literally removed words from the title. I'm sure we removed the words from the title, 3 or 4 or 5 words, kept the title essence essentially the same. It still had outsmarting reality or outsmart reality in the title, and boom, just like that, the video took off. And yeah, anyway, back to me about like 2 minutes ago. Just to recap, because my mouth is getting hella dry and I'm recording this last minute against all my advice. So, better equipment doesn't mean more views. You can take MKBHD, someone who uses an iPhone to record his car videos on his second channel. Even though he's a massive YouTuber, yes, I understand. You have William Brown, amazing business mentor coach, records his videos on a iPhone, I'm pretty sure, and he has a wireless microphone clipped on. Then you have Nero, whose old content was recorded on my old camera, which I still have, which I clearly do not flipping care about because it's barely protected. But those videos were recorded some of his most popular videos to date. And I've got a better camera, and I think some of those videos on this new camera just can't be topped. And I look at the camera difference, and if you look at his old whiteboard videos compared to his new ones, you'll see the difference. Me, I know the technical differences, and I thought, because I know the technical differences, this is gonna slap. It doesn't mean that it's gonna slap. The second thing, you need external opinions so you're not caught up in your own internal biases about your videos, about your ideas, about your titles, about your thumbnails, about your intros, about the value that you give inside your videos. I mean, someone doesn't need to watch it, but if you can get them to give you advice or what they think about your title and thumbnail, that will be a very, very, very good start. Then also, ideas do most of the heavy lifting. So don't really focus on your equipment. Don't focus on the next best camera or the next best microphone or the next best video format. You really want to think about the idea, the concept, the angle that you're coming from. And this is why talking head videos work so well, because you don't need to be the most creative or do the craziest thing for your video to get views. You literally have to appeal to someone's curiosity. You have to make them curious enough to click on your thumbnail, click on your title, make that, something that they actually just want to watch. And then inside of the video, give value that's actually going to make them think, oh yes, or make them change perspectives, or make them just really appreciate clicking on the video, pretty much. Now, number 4, make organization your best friend, not your enemy. You want to be organized. As I said, once you're organized, you make things kind of boring and mundane. I guess that's why a lot of people don't want to be organized. But if you're organized, it's going to make YouTube easier, which is going to make getting views easier. It's also going to make you able to post more than one YouTube video a week for a short period of time, because again, that can be taxing. It can be consuming. But if you're organized and you make it mundane and systemize everything, it's just going to be a lot easier for you to do so without you actually regretting wanting to make content or even starting YouTube in the first place. Then we have packaging will make or break your video. And since that was the most recent point, you guys pretty much understand it. It's your title, your thumbnail, your introduction. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.